Sup, Dunkers?
Sup.
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 Earlier this week, ESPN dropped an article highlighting the worst decision every NBA team has made thus far in the 2020s, ranking them from least to most damaging. The biggest mistakes range from the Cavaliers declining Isaiah Hartenstein's qualifying offer back in 2021 to the Mavericks trading Luka Doncic to the Lakers this year. What's your favorite disaster deal over the last few seasons? Keep the classics coming. That's from Sonny R. Fun article.
Oh, yeah.
Highly recommend you check it out. Zach Cram did a great job. He did organize the disaster moves into sort of like 5 tiers. Small scale problems, draft disasters, mid-tier mistakes, high cost, low reward, and then franchise altering trades. But did you have a favorite from Zach's list or maybe one he even forgot?
I loved reading this. A lot of ooh, a lot of stink. It's good to watch. But man, the Cavs must be doing well if their worst move of the past 5 years is declining a qualifying option for a guy who would be a backup big on their team. So they're doing well.
Yeah.
But man, it's great. I wrote down several things that caught my eye that I thought were funny. First one was number 7 and number 6. The Hawks and the Pelicans both trading for DeJounte Murray as their worst move. I thought that was awesome. And I think Zach actually ranked the Pelicans trade as worse than the Hawks trade because the Hawks were able to kind of get stuff back
A little bit,
by trading away DeJounte Murray. So that was a funny one to me. The other one that I laughed a lot at was number 13. The Pistons hiring Monty Williams. There's not a lot of coaching things on here. I think it was the Pacers had Nate Bjorkgren. Like he was a bottom 20 kind of guy, but that didn't have a huge effect on the team long term. Whereas the Pistons, Monty Williams got fired. He said, I don't want to work for this team, the Pistons. I want to stay on the beach. They said, what if we pay you the most money an NBA coach has ever been paid? He said, okay, you're going to do that. I can come off the beach.
Yeah.
I'm going to coach the team like I'm still on the beach. Played Killian Hayes. He's out of the NBA. Worst losing streak in NBA history. 14 wins on the season. Worst team. And then they fire him, hire JB Bickerstaff, and they're good again. That easy. So that was a hilarious one to me. Monty Williams making the list and making the list pretty high.
Pretty high.
Yeah. 13. He's in the top half of the mistakes for 1 year of poor coaching.
Wow. Yeah, that is pretty
That was
wild
a banger
when you
to
put
me.
it into context like that. A couple of my favorites. The Hornets signing Gordon Hayward for 4 years and $120 million in 2020. So right at the start of this list, Cram wrote, in 6 off seasons this decade, only 2 free agents have signed for more money while changing teams than Gordon Hayward. That blew my mind.
Yeah.
Paul George to Philadelphia, Fred VanVleet to Houston, and then good Gord himself going to the Hornets. And he only played in like 60% of their games while he was on the roster. His production got worse and worse every single year. They never made the playoffs with good Gord. The play-in games that they did sniff, he wasn't available to play it. Like it was really bad. They eventually traded Hayward in the final year of his contract, and they got a package headlined by Trey Mann and second-round picks. So yeah, good Gord did not work out for the Hornets.
I would say the most memorable thing for me from Gordon Hayward's tenure for the Charlotte Hornets was when he did that press conference and he had like a haircut where he looked like Beavis. No sideburns at all. It's like maybe the worst haircut you've ever seen at an NBA press conference, and it was for the Hornets. I don't know if it was like his introductory press conference or whatever it was, but he came up looking like a Mike Judge character, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Which tells you a lot about his on-court production.
Yeah. I also loved Zach including the Wizards drafting Johnny Davis.
Yeah.
2022. He wrote, among lottery picks from 2020 through 2023, the worst career box plus minus belongs to Johnny Davis. He was a number 10 pick. Like this wasn't a late first round, second round by any means. This was a top 10 guy that even at the time, I remember people going, what are they doing?
Yeah.
Johnny Davis at 10, 3.5 points per game, 0.6 assists in 11.4 minutes per game with 40, 27, and 56 shooting splits. 56% at the line for good.
56 at the line?
I know, man. It's so
Come
bad.
on, Johnny.
And then to make matters worse, the next guard, his sort of build taken in the 22 draft, 2 spots later, Jalen Williams. All NBA, all defensive NBA champion, Jalen. Yeah, that's That's a tough one for Wizards fans.
Yeah.
Johnny Davis.
Especially like you're not playing, you're not good, and the team
Sucks.
Like they've
That's
been one
the
of the
thing.
worst teams.
The most shocking thing to me was the 11.4 minutes per game.
That's crazy.
It's one thing to be bad and crappy numbers and shooting split. It's like, you're on the Wizards. You're right. You're not winning anything.
No.
And you can't even play 12 minutes a game.
Yeah.
That's mind-boggling. That tells you how bad you are.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Most draft busts these days are like wrong situation or injury early in the career. Not often is it just this guy can't play and can't get on the court. And that's what it's been for Johnny Davis.
Yeah. The top 3 on Zach's list, I don't mean to spoil it, but you should go check it out anyway because it's great little breakdowns on each one. Top 3 was the Bucks trading for Dame, the Suns trading for KD and Beal,
Yeah.
and then the Mavs trading away Luka. That was number 1 on the list. But one in the top 5, I believe it was, the Kings having Tyrese Halliburton and De'Aaron Fox, and then losing both of them within 3 years of each other.
Yeah.
In 22 and then 25. That's tough too. And now they're like, desperately looking for a point guard.
Schroeder. They got Schroeder.
And they went and got Schroeder.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That earned the top 5. I thought that was maybe the saddest one.
Yeah.
I think of the top 5 because the other ones like, look, trading Luka Doncic is just plain stupid. But you can understand why the Bucks would trade for Dame Lillard.
Yeah.
The Suns thought they were going to be a title contender when they traded for Kevin Durant. I actually think the Durant trade is worse than the Beal trade, but the Beal trade was like doubling down on a bad trade. So you can understand why it's there. But the Kings were like a young team with 2 talented point guards, both of which it seemed like wanted to be in Sacramento. And somehow 3 seasons later, neither of them are there.
Yeah.
With nothing to show for it. So yeah, that to me was just like, ugh. That's the most depressing entry, I thought.
Yeah. And I mean, look, the Halliburton Sabonis swap, it did work. I say work because when you like look at the Kings, obviously franchise not making the playoffs forever, Sabonis and Fox did get that team into the playoffs. Like
7 games.
They had a little success. Yeah, exactly. Nearly won a first round series. But then it quickly derailed, and Halliburton has turned into, obviously one of the best point guards in the league. I think it was the Ball podcast. They were doing like worst trades of the past decade. Great podcast as well. And Trill brought up like the idea of Sabonis is like he's a floor raiser, but he's a ceiling squasher, I guess. You know what I mean? Like can you really win with Domantas Sabonis?
He's like a basement.
He's like a basement. Yeah.
Solid floor. Ceiling might be low though.
Yeah, like
I
for
can't
you,
reach my
you
arms
can't
over
go
my
down
head
there.
downstairs.
You
No
gotta
way.
pray the laundry's not in the basement.
Oh, my laundry's in my basement.
Oh, damn, sucks, man.
Get down on my knees and fold my clothes.
But man,
Yeah,
poor Kings fans. Yeah.
exactly. The Kings, the Beam team was also one of the most fun teams to watch of the past 5 seasons. Like we talked about on the show during this past year, like teams that weren't actually like champion teams that are still memorable. The Beam team will go down as that, similar to the Lob City Clippers,
Yeah.
or the 7 seconds or less Suns, teams that like left a mark, I think. But that was literally 1 year, and it's
know.
already over. And now it seems like they are the most depressing franchise going right now.
Yes, and according to Zach Lowe when he was in Summer League, at every dinner, Vivek Ranadive's name.
I heard that.
That made me laugh.
One
so
name
much.
kept coming up. Vivek.
At every dinner, somebody just keeps saying that. You're like, can you pass me the potatoes? And somebody just says Vivek, and you're like, God, shut up.
What happened there? Things that I thought were too low on the list, we can just hit them quickly.
Okay.
Number 27, Jeremy Grant signing a contract with the Portland Trail Blazers the day before Damian Lillard was traded, and we haven't heard a single thing from Jeremy Grant since he signed the contract. He's basically been using it to buy cool clothes.
I was gonna say, he only comes up to me in like an Instagram slide, show where it shows like cool dressed guys.
League Fit's first teamer for
It's,
sure.
like looks awesome in every photo I see of him.
So the raise has been beneficial
Yeah.
in that point. Number 26, the Jazz not trading Lauri Markkanen. I think this is an interesting one. Like,
Wow.
he's 28 years old. Jazz are going nowhere. They don't really have a franchise guy right now. Maybe Ace Bailey turns into that, but they did the deal last year, his extension. He signed it a day after the deadline for being able to be traded, so they couldn't trade him, but they
Right.
should have traded him right after he won MIP, basically. That was kind of like a fool's gold season for the Utah Jazz. They threw everything into having an all-star because they were hosting the all-star game, and then as soon as they found out that Markkanen was going to be an all-star, they traded all the veterans, and the team has stunk ever since.
True.
He also didn't play very well last year, so I think that could be a long-term mistake. And then number 17 should have been way higher. The Warriors drafting James Wiseman.
Yeah.
That's another bust of a guy who can't play. And they had a chance to extend their run if they draft LaMelo, Halliburton. Like, there are names out there that would have really helped the Warriors going forward, and instead they drafted James Wiseman.
Yeah, and then we get onto the whole two timelines. The
two
Warriors
timelines, yeah.
that sort of blew up in their face or didn't go that well. Well, they did win a championship. I mean, what year was Wiseman drafted? 21?
He's got a ring, yeah.
Yeah.
He does have a ring. He was out at that point.
In my face. Good stuff. Highly recommend you go check out that article. Great stuff from Zach Cram, one of my favorite writers right now.